Hi, everybody. This is Marc and Mark, and this is a special on Conscious Living 1 that Marc and Mark is conducting this year in Johannesburg, end of August, and on Crete, end of September. And why it is so special and why are we sharing the stage? That's what this short video is about. Welcome, Mark. And maybe some of them who are watching or not knowing you, many will, I'm sure. Just maybe
Right.
introduce yourself briefly and your welcome words.
Thank you. Well, it's exciting to be here. So I've been coaching for 20 years, and the beginning of my journey was when I met Marc in Cape Town, actually. So this is a beautiful opportunity to honor that journey as well as everything else that we do together. And that gives it a special edge for me personally. So, yeah, as I said, I'm a coach, I'm a facilitator. I work with a broad range from CEOs of companies to rugby teams, doing some sports psychology, to corporate teams, and also training and developing coaches, as
Yeah.
does Marc. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I learned my art from Marc. Um, and I'll link that back to why this is such a special occasion in a moment. But that's who I am, absolutely passionate about what I do, and at the same time have an extraordinary life and a very normal life, both at the same time.
And
Yes.
what makes you excited about this very special occasion and journey? What we're going to do this year together?
Well, I know deep inside of me the absolute potential Conscious Living One has for anyone,
Oh yeah.
whether you're doing it for the 100th time or the first time. I know that potential. I've been there. I've seen it, and I've seen how, in contrast to many, many, many processes that I've done, as I'm sure many of you have, that this for me, I know that this is just my perspective, but it is for me the gold standard in terms
Yeah.
of what I've personally seen, and I've seen a lot and done a lot, and even facilitated a lot. But this one, if I were to choose out of the whole range to do one again, if someone
Mm.
came to me and I'm a participant and said, Marc, which one out of here's choice of 10,000 would you do again? I would go Conscious Living One.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the
Absolutely.
one. That's the
Yes.
foundation.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Now, for me, it's very similar. Conscious Living 1 is the wake-up call. There is
yeah.
no replacement for it. There's no format that I ever found that has more impact on people to really get them to wake up. And what does wake up mean? For me personally, it means that you are certainly are experiencing a next level of consciousness, not an expansion, but a vertical shift, not a horizontal shift, not more knowledge or more of this or that. No, boom. Yeah. And suddenly you see things you never have seen before, not hallucinations, of course, about yourself. You become so aware of your thoughts, of your emotions, and you're not identifying with them anymore. And that sets people free. And the results are exciting me today, as back then, 1991, when I did the first Master One back then. Today it's called Conscious Living One. The results are absolutely mind blowing. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. And especially this year, when Marc and I talked at the beginning of the year saying, hey, we've been apart on different journeys for a while. We traveled quite long together. Why don't we come together, share the stage, and give the people the most awesome Conscious Living One experience, whether they are reviewers, whether they are new people, it doesn't matter. And Marc immediately was saying, yeah, that resonates. Yeah, share the stage with you. Okay. But he said to me, I need to be free to do my thing. I said, okay, as long as you stick somewhat to Conscious Living One, you can do your thing.
It's
And
absolutely
Marc,
true.
what do you mean by your thing?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I wanted to make sure that we were aligned on this, and it's great to know that we are. And I think people should know that I earned my stripes to get to even have that kind of conversation with you, right? And what I mean by this is that, well, let me just explain by saying that I see in the construct of Master One that where Marc is special, he's like Mozart, right? So that the notes were already out there, right? The notes were out there, the awareness, the truth, it's already out there. But how you put it together is very special. And the configuration for me creates the maximum optimum opportunity for transformation if you fully go for it. That's you as the participant, right? If you're fully receptive, available, courageous, go for it, right? These are all the magic ingredients. And then where I come in is almost like, what if Marc's conducting, I'm that lead violinist that takes the meaning of the note to a new level, that gives it, that energizes it, that makes it understandable at any level, that makes it gettable in very practical ways, but also makes it very alive, very thrilling, very energized, very inspiring to see the possibility of it. And I think that's where I have a particular unique ability. Just
Oh
feels
yeah.
strange to say that about myself, but some of
Oh
you
yeah.
will know that. Yeah.
You absolutely do. You absolutely do. Yeah, I see. Those of you who are watching and having done already Conscious Living One, you know that we have very enthusiastic and energetic exercises, and Marc is leading many of them. And also when you're in the classroom, standing up and sharing something, we as trainers come to you and, interact with you in the context of, opening up windows in consciousness that give you a whole new perspective, a whole new insight, the insight effects. And just imagine that both of us, Marc and Marc, are working with you at the same time. We know how to give space to each other. We know how to complement each other. And that is something that is available the very first time in this format.
I think that word space is a good word. As we are able to provide the space for you, I know that I take great care in holding space. That means I will take the time to interact with you, to feel where you're at precisely and specifically, and bring out in that moment with you, dancing with you, what is needed for you to see that maybe just turns a light on in your own consciousness. Yeah, I have an absolute passion for that. And with Marc, we dance very well on that level, to provide that for everybody in the room, including ourselves, I have to say.
Absolutely. Yeah. As we transform ourselves, we transform the world and be the change you want to see in the world. So for us, it is an equal journey when we are just in different positions of leading Conscious Living One, but we are on the journey as well, And so this is a fantastic opportunity. We have a great venue at the end of August in Johannesburg. You see it all in the information below or on the social media spaces where we are announcing these special events. And for the Europeans, on Crete, end of September, on the beautiful Villas Arodamos venue. And yeah, we don't want to make it too long today. Maybe there's something essential that you would like to share, Marc, something that is really maybe the you said gold standard. And is there anything in particular that sticks out when you look at all the great stuff that is available in Conscious Living One?
What sticks out for me is, having done this journey for 20 years, there's still more to see in terms of the relationship that we have to our word. This magical power that we as humans have to manifest, to create, to heal, even through language, to be definitive, to describe, I could go on, right? You're getting the point here. But it's wherever you're at with that, because I think it would be foolish to say, I've gotten it totally. I think wherever you're at with that, if you go in with the context that there's more to see, then I promise you will see more.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works, right? That's how it
Exactly.
works. Yeah. So
Exactly.
that for
Yeah.
me is still is as thrilling as it ever was. I'm even excited to jump in to immerse myself with that perspective, really understanding that, who we are being in terms of being our word and what that looks like. So that for me is amazing. And of course, I
Yeah.
have a very special connection to converting the source energy that we might
I
describe
mean,
as anger.
I knew it. I was waiting for it. Actor architect, like
Yeah,
on
bring it. That
transforming
yeah,
anger into passion.
yeah. I've
Ye-
seen lights go on, so many lights go on in so many
Yeah,
people with that one, and
absolutely.
yeah, it for me when you're, I think in French they call it frisson. That it's like when the hairs on your arms stand up, right?
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps, yeah, and the energy of the room is like vibrating, and you see people really getting over themselves in order to shine and to let it all out. These are magical moments that, of course, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Now I hope anybody who has not graduated from Conscious Living One and watching this is not scared, right? Um, we care.
No need to be scared.
Yeah. By my accent, you hear that I was born in Germany. And I insist that anything spiritual, philosophical, ontological, worth having needs to translate itself into practical terms. That means the rubber needs to hit the road. When the insights of Conscious Living One are transforming your relationship, the way you experience your partner, the way you interact with your partner, when it transforms who you are at the workplace, that you suddenly feel freedom where before there was only resistance, where you suddenly feel genius where before there was only conformity, right? So that expansion of who you are in all levels of your life, in practical terms, hands on, that's what it's all about. And yeah, so for this, we engage you not only in very, very deep, profound inquiries that cause insights of an enormous value, but also energetically. We need to get rid of everything that you carry, which is not part of your greatness. All the conditioned stuff from the parents, from society, the indoctrinated fears from the collective conditioning, and all of that, right? And we need to shake it out from your cellular memory, because not only in the head, but in your whole body. So that's why we have a bouquet in Conscious Living One that contains those very, very powerful energy work sections. Yeah, so I think we should come to a conclusion now, conclusion or epilogue or whatever you want to call it, with a promise to not keep everybody too long here on the screen. There's many ways you can contact us and ask us personal questions if you have about that special occasion. Last words from both of us, starting with you, Marc.
Yeah, start a conversation. Everything begins with that, and I'd be happy to invest my time getting to know more of you out there and answering questions, because this is a unique opportunity, and this is the time. There is no other time than the time it takes to sign up for something and to invest in yourself like that. And yeah, I'd be honored to support that, and I'm honored to do this work. So yeah, I look forward to this.
Super. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And for me, it's saying 1 and 1 is 8. That's my conclusion. When Marc and Marc are sharing the stage and the whole training, the responsibility
Yes.
and everything, right? Then 1 and 1 is
Yeah.
8, because 8 is the number of infinity. It's a number of infinite possibilities. It's a number that I love the most. And in that context, thank you so much for your time. having listened to both of us. We love to see you. Please follow up everything what is needed for you to make everything clear, make an informed decision, review, come back. If you're new, take the opportunity by its horns. And I see you in Johannesburg or in Crete. And thanks so much. Have a great day and create the life you love to live. Thanks, Marc, so much for your presence. And then,
likewise, Marc.
See you on the other
Cheers.
side.
Ciao.
Thank you. Cheers.